Hello, my name is James Bussey. I'm an inventor, and this is my third video that I'm putting online for people to see of my inventions. The last couple ones were, I got some good responses. People are wanting me to solve problems of the world. The problem with addressing specific problems are they're politically heavy, which means to me that no matter which way I address a political issue at any point, that we're going to have either one opinion or other one outweighs itself and it ends up in being an argument. It's my dog. He's got an IQ of about 60. And what I'm going to talk about today is, first I'm going to talk about watches, electronic watches. The one that came out recently that you carry your cell phone in your pocket, you wear the watch around your wrists, and I'm not going to give any names because I don't want any adverse responses from those. But I saw the same type of watch. It's a lot more sophisticated. In Southeast Asia almost 16 years ago. And I don't understand the logic behind carrying two items to do one thing. The point of it being is that I've invented a watch that the band itself is almost like a battery. The watch, the center part of the watch comes out and it goes onto a docking station next to your desktop computer or to your laptop or possibly even your iPad. And what you can do is download almost any type of information you want onto that, be utilized for whatever area you want. It has Wi-Fi capabilities, and there's almost endless amounts of information you could download it. It doesn't look all bulky either, which I'm not too crazy about. But it's just something to look at. And when you get done downloading all your information, you pop it back on your wrist. The wristband itself can support it for about 8 hours of battery time, and the battery life of the watch itself is 10 hours. So it's 18 hours, you don't have to worry about it. That's my watch. The next one's movies. Today I've seen a lot of movies out there, and there's copyright infringement laws so that you don't use a movie to your own advantage. And what about creating a movie where you put all the actors in it, but you have the ability to replace yourself as that actor? You get the skit, the roles, and everything else, and all of a sudden you take yourself and say like Cool Hand Luke, Paul Newman. All of a sudden you replace yourself as Cool Hand Luke. You do the same role, the same everything else. You can have other people in your family do it. Next thing you can have your own movie for yourself, for your house, and you can show it to everybody. It'd be a hilarious gas, and it'd be simplistic to do. You have these new games that you're playing out there online, you know, like golf and everything else, driving race cars. Why don't they take it one step further? The third thing is the credit card advertisements. They have new credit cards coming out. They have a chip in them, and they download it. Well, what would be neat about that is that if you could take that same computer card, come back to your house, put it into a docking station, and every place you've used that credit card can be downloaded the information onto it, including advertisements. Now, say if you go to a drugstore, and the drugstore, you use your credit card there, it downloads advertisements to that. The credit card, the drugstore makes money off it. Your credit card company will make money off it. You come home, download it, you get all up-to-date information, coupons, everything else, plus a history of where you've purchased any items off that credit card. And it should also show misuse. Just an idea. Planetary probes. You know, for the longest time, NASA's been taking these probes and sending them to Mars and the Moon and other places that, you know, they travel around the ground. It's like a remote control type of system of some sort. I don't understand the logic behind that. It doesn't make a lot of sense to spend $500 million on a remote control little thing that goes maybe about 150 feet, maybe a little bit further, and all of a sudden it dies out but everybody says it's done a wonderful thing. The logic behind I have is, why don't we fly around the Mars and we could send off probes. Now these probes will be like big spikes that go into the ground. And once they hit the ground, each spike can cover, say, 1,000 square meters or 1,000 square miles or whatever the magnification. It can tell you soil samples, do all analysis, air analysis, everything you need done, and it'd be a lot less expensive. And then having this rover on the planet, instead of with $500 million, I could probably put up about 1,000 of these things all over our planet, and I could get information from each spike that I put in the ground. It could be information could be sent up to a system where it's sent back to the United States, or sent back to the world, sorry. Just an idea. I mean, I just think it'd be a good way to save on probes. Another thing is Academy Awards. Every year you have the Academy Awards, and the Academy decides who gets the Academy Award. And then I know about the People's Choice Award, and other things like that. How about an Academy Award? Scratch the Academy. Let's say we're the Academy. I know it's people's choice, but let's pick 10 people from every state in the United States. And at the end of every year, we select based on votes and based on who we are. That every year, the new committee comes along and reselects, and have them from all ages, from young to old, because I think it's not fair that everybody enjoys a specific movie and they make the most money off that movie. And that's what entertainment is about. It's not about artistic view. The Academy and their artistic view sometimes is right up there with your opinion doesn't mean anything to us. What means something to us is entertainment, what entertains us. Now there is good and bad entertainment. Even bad entertainment to some people is good. And there again we get the political side of the house. But I just think it'd be a good idea that we all got together once a year, people from every state in the United States, and voted on what we thought was the best. Who knows, we start inviting other countries. My next invention. My truck, I have a truck and a car, and I have a license plate protector on the back with specific type bolts to keep that license plate intact. What happens every year is I get a new license plate tag. So I have to undo those bolts, take the plate off, take the license plate off, put the tag back on, and go through the process of putting it back on. Now what if I had a button inside my car, just like a gas cap pops open, I could press that button, the license plate cover would fold over, I could pull out the license plate, put the new tag on, put it back in, shut it, and it's locked in place. Real simplistic process. It'll save hundreds of hours of people trying to put tags on and protect their tags and protect the interest of their tags. It just makes things so simple. Car companies, figure it out, do it. It's another simplistic process and a leap for more protection for each individual person who purchases a car and wants to protect their license plate. Well, this is all I have today. Thank you for a lot of the inputs that people have sent to me, the emails and stuff, and wanting me to get more on the political side of the house. I don't want to do it. Too many people's opinions and my opinion will clash, I guarantee it, because there's never 100% of us agree on anything. We have religions, we all look at different religions in different ways. Everybody looks at God a different way. I have my own views of what they are to me, and those who I know have interest in the same views I do. We have political issues. We have politicians that are in place that makes me scratch my head sometimes saying, really? I mean, you can't please everybody in our society. You can't do it. You can't promise every person in our society something. And if you're doing that, you're a liar. I don't care what politician out there you are, but they say the greatest liars on the planet are politicians. But the fact of it is, you can't promise everybody everything. There's only so much the pie. What I call the pie is Washington, D.C., and a big pie is all the money they have, because that's what it's all about, is money. They can only slice it up so thin and so thick for so many different issues that dealing with our country. But everybody keeps screaming. Who screams the loudest gets the biggest piece of the pie. Well, the problem with that, people who are a majority who may need it are ignored. And it's not fair. So there's a lot of issues we could face out there. And one other thing I like to do is every time we have a presidential election, we have all these presidential candidates go up and they sit down and they have somebody from CNN, MSNBC, Fox, ABC, NBC, whatever, some anchor, some news reporter sits up there and asks these questions. Well, I think it's a bunch of hogwash. I think they should take average citizens out there, not belonging to any political viewpoints or political structures, but just average citizens, and set them down and ask the questions that they want to ask. Have them come up with logical questions and sit down and ask clear questions of each one of these candidates. And then you might start getting a better feedback from what the people actually think. What you're asking is, what do you view about the situation in Syria? What do you think about the oil crisis? What do you think about military structures not big? What do you think about the EPA? On and on and on. And the people, average person out there, only cares about little tiny things. You know, how am I going to feed my family? How am I going to keep the house over my head? How am I going to pay my insurances to take care of my health? But there's a lot bigger issues than that out there, but most candidates are not hearing it. They're only looking for how popular they're going to get off this and how many votes they're going to get. So that's my 2 cents on the political side of the house, and I thank you for your time and day. And I can't wait for my next video. I think it's going to be a little bit different the next one, and maybe a different room without my doggies around. So thank you very much, and have a peaceful day.